from the bottom of our tiny hearts. So, our dear friends, we're going to invite Paul Goddard on stage. This is Drew's brother who's about to come on. He's been in our lives and in the background behind this moving machine for over 20 years. We went to primary school together, us three. So a long time, lot of history. I can't think of a more fitting fellow. Give it up, Paul Goddard.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul. Drew's big brother, and I've known this guy since year 6, I think, in primary school.
Yep. Long time.
Yeah, it's a while. I keep thinking about the three of us as young idiots just running around the backyard, like, shooting each other with water pistols and then squishing mulberries into ourselves to make it like we've been shot. It's it's as messy as it sounds, and it's great.
Yeah. Scaring the shit out of our parents with that.
Yeah. But yeah, now here you both are, 35 years later, in like an amazing band for 25 plus years. And like, with these beautiful geniuses / deviants along for the ride, it's amazing. And now you've got the #1 album in the country. Good taste in music, Australia. So there's been a few questions. Oh, of course it was. Hello. There's been a few questions that you guys have asked on the internet. I'll ask those, and then we can throw to the room.
Cool.
So the first one: how do you maintain connection and energy with the songs off the first albums every time you perform, particularly if they resonated with different personal life events and emotions at the time they were written compared to now?
Ask a lot of questions.
Good question.
Okay, that's a pretty good question. It's
right off the bat.
It's probably because they do hold those moments. When you play them, you're drawn back to either how you were feeling or where you were or what was happening. So songs like that are a bit of a time machine. They do pull you back to the spaces you were in, some good, some bad. I don't know, it's an interesting question. The old stuff never feels old, it's just more Vool, it's just a different slice of what we do. As a performer, it's, I don't know.
Some of it kind of grows with you as well, I think.
Good point.
Like a tumour.
And then some of it you just want to leave behind, to be honest.
It's a couple, what a burn. Good question though.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. I remember Sting being interviewed, and someone asked kind of that question as well, and he was like, I tend to not think about it because then I get too emotional, but then after he played that, he cried while singing it. It's like, thanks guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute. That was M, if you're out there.
Jesus, if that's not M.
This one's from Bailey. What song was finished last when writing the album?
Salva. No, it's still in the hotel room in Sydney on that tour in July. We're just trying to finish it, doing the last little bits. Very many variations. Yeah, that one was going to the
Hadn't we handed the song in at that point?
You weren't there, Ian.
Handed in, it's like, there's this last little bit which we needed,
Did you know it was going to be last on the album when you were still working on it? Was that the kind of where it was sitting?
It was a general idea,
Yeah.
But we didn't plan it like that. We got lucky with the ordering of things that it kind of worked out like that.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, nice.
But Salva definitely, we understood the record when it came together, and you can kind of play them up and see the flow of it. It totally earns its right on the end of the record. Yeah,
it's awesome. This one's for Sean. How heavily would you say the new album was influenced by the experimental theme of asymmetry? And were there many ideas or riffs not used in asymmetry that were used in verses?
I don't know.
Next question.
I'll throw that to anyone else. I don't know.
Boys?
Helpful.
Yeah, I mean, my personally.
John said, I don't know, I was too busy drinking.
Yeah, I really like a lot of the songs on Asymmetry. Personally, they're my favourite Karnivool songs on that record. But and it was a very experimental phase. Yeah, and there definitely was some of that. A lot of experimenting. I think as for things getting taken, there was the verse part that you've been holding up, this idea that's fatal, that part in Opal, that was an outtake from the song Eons that, I mean, I personally remember desperately trying to get in the song in when we're working on Asymmetry, and it just wouldn't fit, but it was my favourite bit, but so I got left behind. But then Jono was like resourceful, pulled that, and then
Resourceful Jono.
the middle of the song was from another song, and then there's that ancient riff in it too, so yeah.
Nice. That was Sean.
There he is. Thanks, Sean.
That's cool. This is Kale. Which song was the hardest to record? All of them.
They weren't easy. We laboured fairly heavily on Opal. Opal had a few twists and turns, and it, from memory, came together later in the piece when in sort of pre-production with Forrester. And funny enough, we've had that the idea of that song kicking around for a long time, and even a riff from the Thermata session made it onto that song, which is pretty insane that for whatever reason we went so far back to find the missing piece. Yeah, but Opal,
You do like your gestation periods. It's true.
we do. We just don't know how to do it any other way.
Conversations was one that took a long time in the writing process for it to fall into place. It was one that I remember just we had so many different versions, like 8 or 9 different structures, and they all kind of had, you know, some merit to them. And it was just that going into that chorus after the intro that was like, oh, that's what we did. That's what we should have figured out a long time ago. But all things at the right time, I guess. Just, yeah, gave me years of frustration.
Sometimes it takes that long. It's great. Okay, Jesse, how as a band can you maintain the emotional momentum over a decade to craft such impactful songs without it being soul draining or fatiguing? You can't.
We didn't.
Yeah.
It was all of those things. You just got to keep pushing. That's basically, and just pick yourself up and keep going. And
Keep pushing it, and
keep
then
digging.
and kind of learn when not to push
Yeah.
as well. Sometimes you've got to take a step back and listen without, and listen to each other, and the communication needs a bit of a redress, and all that sort of things need to happen. So yeah, learn when to push and when not to, or else if you push at the wrong time, it can push back fucking really hard. That's what you said. Yeah, lot to learn making records.
This one's from Michael. From a creative perspective, how did you find it working with an array of different musicians, especially someone like Guthrie Govan?
Well, he's a bit of a dude, and he killed that solo. So
I mean, I still haven't met him in real
None of
life.
us have met him.
Chat a lot on email.
He could be an asshole. We
John
don't
met
know.
I wanted to go to sleep, so I buggered off home. But John went and met him. Yeah. I was feeling grandpa that night.
fair.
But yeah, it was. The question was, how did it feel working with a wide array of musicians? I think, well, we had Michelle. Michelle, we've done worked with quite a lot over the years. She's just on our wavelength, and it's awesome to work with. Yeah, we had Grant's cousin. Hoss's cousin, Grant Scroggy, playing bagpipes at the end. who did an amazing job on that.
Big ups to Grant. Yeah.
And yeah, and the wonderful Guthrie Govan. Yeah, that was the first time we've ever thrown out to another guitarist like that. Just yeah, and he's amazing, and we're very honoured to have him on the record.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Melanie asks, are you surprised by the fan reaction to Salva, how it's resonated with so many?
Not so much, because it resonates with us in a very similar way, I assume. It's a pretty heavy song that draws you in and it holds you in a space, and it will make you feel a lot, and then it sort of releases you towards the end in a sort of cathartic, hopefully a celebratory sort of way. Yeah, that song's resonating with a lot of people. Maybe to answer, yeah, we're a bit surprised on the level that it has so far. A lot of people really feeling that piece of music.
Yeah,
it's been
I love
cool.
there's been several comments. Just it's almost like the grown men crying group essentially.
Yeah.
Where were you when it got you? It was in the middle of the fucking freeway, man.
Sneaks up on you, least expected.
Yeah.
This one's from Mike. Were songs written on a particular instrument, electric or acoustic, or keys, or maybe drums? Like any particular ones start anywhere particular?
Next.
Sometimes more than one as well, but I think generally it was just riffs that we started with for the most part. Yeah.
The riffs, all like in the case of Reanimation and Animation and Conversations.
So we did do some jams, yeah, it's true.
There was that, yeah, but I remember originally doing that Reanimation, just doing that boo, boo, boo. The first, those three notes, just as a little like kind of amino acids, just to see what happened. And then, yeah, out of that, it kind of, that was the first thing I put down, but those three notes you hear in all those songs, there's kind of these little motifs, I guess, that kind of thread those songs together, but Animation came from, you go.
I was going to say, somebody yelled out seeds from the audience. We used to have folders on our computer. And the first one, number one, was always seeds. Seeds is where we start songs from. They always come from very small ideas that we feel have the potential for growth. So I think it was seeds. What was number two? So, seeds. Yeah, seeds.
Roots, I don't know.
Yeah, anyway. Plants. Yeah, maybe plants.
It comes from various instruments, sometimes jamming, like Animation was, these two just came up with that boo-doo, doo-doo. Yeah! very slow. I just remember going, oh, wait, that's fucking dirty. Yeah. Well, I mean, with these two start playing on Sound Awake, I just went, who needs a guitarist? I was like, fuck, I guess I'm texture guy now.
Last one from the internet. Was remote self-control created on one of your heavily caffeinated days?
Probably.
It was put together over a long time, so there was probably a lot of coffee in that time. Yeah.
Well, throughout the actual recording, putting it together, so that was, I guess, January 2025 to May in a studio in Perth called Foxhole. We had Forrester there for majority, our assistant engineer, Owen Thomas, and the band. And we were in there fucking 6 days a week, smashing it out. And the amount of coffee that we drank in those 5 months.
Fresh pies!
We bought a coffee machine especially for it, just to get it through. And I don't know, fuck, Stevie can drink, he can drink about 13 coffees a day or something. Yeah. He's fucking... He's pretty chill, but inside he's like, fucking yeah! I'm ready to go.
The coffee chill drip. Yeah, nice. Well, okay, open it up to the audience.
Oh. This one is from my 16-year-old son. He's had one to speak. He wants to know what's your favourite drum part off the new album and obviously
A 16-year-old son has a question about the favourite drum part off Sound
The
Away.
new one and Sound Away.
Yeah.
I've kind of been trying to learn a lot of the new stuff at the moment. I'd probably say remote self-control, because that kind of puts good use to my 13 cups a day. So, Sound Awake, I guess I go through different moods. Goliath's always fun to play. I like going deaf to John's bass tone, so that's kind of a fun live one. But yeah, that'd be my two picks, I think. But, yeah.
I was on a tram in Melbourne when I heard Goliath for the first time, and it was dead silent. It was one of those things, and it got to the end, and I just went, "Fuck!" People just look around like,
Sir, get off the tram, please, sir.
anyone else?
For your next tour in Perth, could my band potentially support you?
Brave, very brave. Brave man.